Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into something that's been making waves in the business world,
Mm-hmm.
generative AI for sales. Now, you might be prepping for a strategy meeting, curious about all the buzz, or just a knowledge enthusiast like me.
Right.
Either way, get ready for some fascinating insights, I think.
Yeah.
Our source material is this 10-step guide
Okay.
to building a GenAI sales program.
Interesting.
It's crafted by Emplay,
Oh,
a
okay.
company specializing in this field.
And they don't hold back with their predictions.
Yeah.
And Play boldly claims that
Yeah.
generative AI will fundamentally change how buying and selling happens.
Wow.
They foresee sales enablement moving from simply telling salespeople what to do to actually doing a lot of it for
But
them.
that's a statement. They're not talking about minor tweaks here. They're talking about a complete transformation.
Right.
The document even suggests that GenAI could automate more than half
Holy,
of a seller's typical activities.
that is a pretty radical idea, and it raises a lot of questions.
Yeah.
What happens to the seller's role? What are the ethical implications?
Right.
How do we ensure the human connection isn't lost in the process? Those are things to consider as we
Yeah.
go on.
Absolutely. We'll keep those questions in mind as we kind of unpack this 10-step guide.
Yeah.
But first, I'm curious about the specifics. If AI is going to be doing half the work, what exactly will it be doing? Can you give us a glimpse into some of those 40 use cases and Play mentions?
Oh, there's a huge range.
Hmm.
From generating hyper-personalized emails and proposals
Wow.
to analyzing customer sentiment
Oh.
and even predicting buying behavior.
Hmm.
Imagine AI sifting through mountains of data to identify the most promising leads
Interesting.
or crafting sales presentations that perfectly resonate with each individual client.
See, that's what I find so compelling about this. It's not just about automating mundane tasks. It's about using AI to gain deeper insights into
Yeah.
customer needs and behaviors.
Right.
But 40 use cases? Where do you even begin?
In Play stresses the importance of a methodical approach.
Okay.
And it starts with really understanding your existing sales landscape.
Gotcha.
That's step one. Research. They urge you to analyze your current sales stages, metrics, activities, tools,
Yeah.
and the challenges you're facing.
So before you even think about AI, you need to know exactly what you're trying to improve.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it does make me wonder about all those salespeople who are just eager to jump on the AI bandwagon.
There's definitely a risk of getting caught up in the hype.
Yeah.
That's why Mplay dedicates step 3 to a rigorous evaluation process.
Uh-huh.
You need to shortlist the most valuable, feasible, and low-risk use cases.
Okay.
It's about maximizing return on investment and choosing the AI tools that truly align with your specific business goals.
It's like they're saying, hold your horses, folks. Let's figure out what we actually need before we start throwing AI at everything.
Right.
Which reminds me, there's a stat in step 6 that really stood out to me. It says salespeople spend 25% of their time searching for information.
Wow.
Imagine if AI could reclaim that time.
That's a huge chunk of time.
Yeah.
That could be redirected to higher value activities like building relationships and closing deals.
Right.
GenAI could potentially act as a super efficient research assistant, providing salespeople with the exact information they need precisely when they need it.
It's like having a personalized research team at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Talk about a productivity boost.
Exactly. And it's not just about speed.
Right.
Imagine an AI that can analyze customer interactions, social media trends, and market data to provide insights that would take a human hours, even days, to uncover.
Now, I'm picturing all those salespeople suddenly freed from hours of tedious research, able to focus on what they do best, connecting with people and closing deals. That's a pretty compelling vision.
It is. But as with any new technology, there are challenges.
Yeah.
Step 6 also delves into the technical architecture needed for a successful GenAI program.
Yeah.
And it can get pretty complex.
I bet.
They've got this graphic with all these different layers. The AI agent layer, the AI platform layer, the integration layer.
Oh, boy.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
Oh, okay. I'm getting flashbacks to my computer science classes.
Uh-huh.
Let's break this down for our listeners who might not be tech wizards.
Sure. Imagine the AI agents as specialized tools,
Okay.
each designed to automate a specific task, like generating email subject lines or summarizing meeting notes.
So the agents are the worker bees getting things done.
Right.
What about those other layers?
The AI platform layer is like the toolbox that holds all these agents,
Okay.
providing the infrastructure and resources they need to function.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the integration layer, which connects these agents to other systems like your CRM, email platform,
Oh.
and even social media feeds.
So it's all about ensuring seamless communication between different parts of the system. It's like a well-oiled machine with all the parts working together. But it's not just about the tech itself, right? Step 7 talks about the importance of designing the overall GenAI program.
Exactly. They recommend establishing a dedicated GenAI Center of Excellence, or COE,
Okay.
to drive the initiative. This COE brings together stakeholders from across the organization
Right.
to define the AI strategy, oversee
I
implementation,
gotcha.
and ensure ongoing success.
It's like a brain trust, bringing together the best minds to steer the ship. But I'm guessing it's not just about internal collaboration. Step 8 mentions the role of partners and vendors.
Right. You'll likely need to work with various partners, such as AI advisors, tool vendors, implementers, and even LLM providers.
Hmm,
Each brings their own expertise to the table,
right.
and choosing the right partners can make or break your GenAI program.
It's like assembling a team of specialists, each with their unique skills and knowledge. But how do you know which partners are the right fit for your specific needs?
That's where things get really interesting. We'll delve into that in part 2 of our deep dive. But for now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
We've seen how GenAI could potentially transform sales, automating tasks, providing deep insights, and freeing up salespeople to focus on building relationships.
Absolutely.
We've also touched upon the importance of a strategic approach, starting with research, carefully selecting use cases,
Yes.
and building a solid technical foundation.
And we've only just scratched the surface. In part 2, we'll explore how to move from planning to action, testing your ideas, and scaling your GenAI solution for real-world impact. Welcome back. We've laid the groundwork, understanding the potential of GenAI in sales and the importance of a strategic approach. Now let's get into the practicalities of putting those plans into action.
I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and see how this actually works in the real world.
Right.
We left off talking about partners, but step 9 in Mplay's guide dives into proof of concepts, or POCs.
Yeah.
It seems they're big on testing before diving headfirst into implementation.
They are, and for good reason. POCs are a critical step in validating your assumptions, identifying potential roadblocks,
Right.
and ensuring that your chosen GenAI solution actually delivers the promised value.
So it's like a trial run before committing to the whole marathon. What makes for a successful POC in this context? What should we be watching out for?
One of the biggest takeaways from Mplay is the emphasis on involving end users
Okay.
throughout the POC process.
Makes sense.
It's not enough for the tech team to be convinced.
Right.
The salespeople who will be using these tools need to be active participants from the start.
Makes sense, yeah. It's like designing a car without ever consulting the driver.
Exactly.
You might end up with a vehicle that looks great on paper but doesn't handle well in real-world conditions.
Mplay stresses the need for user feedback on everything, from defining the scope of the POC to establishing clear test criteria. This ensures that the solution is designed to meet their actual needs and workflows.
So it's a collaborative process, with developers and salespeople working hand in hand to shape the GenAI solution. But it's not just about getting input from users. Mplay also talks about testing with realistic data and scenarios.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They caution against using idealized data sets or cherry-picking scenarios that make the AI look good.
Right.
You need to throw real-world data at it, the messy, complex data that sales teams deal with every day, and see how it performs.
It's like stress testing a bridge. You don't just want to know it can hold up under ideal conditions. You need to know it can withstand strong winds and heavy traffic.
Exactly. And just like with a bridge,
Yeah.
you need to factor in safety and security.
Yeah.
Mplay recommends testing for robustness, even going so far as to attempt to retrieve confidential information to ensure the AI system is secure and protects sensitive data.
That's a clever way to test the limits of the system.
Yeah.
Find the weaknesses before they can be exploited.
Right.
But I'm guessing even the most successful POC doesn't guarantee a smooth ride when it comes to rolling out the solution at scale.
You're right. Step 10, production rollout, is where things get really challenging. Scaling a GenAI solution for a large enterprise comes with its own set of hurdles.
I imagine it's a bit like going from baking a cake in your kitchen to running a full-scale bakery.
Right.
Suddenly you're dealing with much larger quantities, more complex processes, and a lot more variables.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
One of the first challenges Mplay highlights is handling the sheer volume of content typically found in a large organization. Sales presentations, product documentation, customer data.
Wow.
and more. Your GenAI solution needs to be able to process and analyze all of this efficiently without getting bogged down.
It's not just about having a powerful AI engine, it's about having the right infrastructure and data management capabilities to support it.
Mm,
Like having enough ovens and bakers to keep up with those cake orders.
Precisely. And then there's the issue of concurrency.
Right.
Imagine hundreds, maybe even thousands of salespeople all trying to use the GenAI system simultaneously.
It's like that rush at the bakery when everyone wants their cake at the same time. You need a system that can handle that kind of traffic without crashing or slowing down.
Exactly. And as you scale up,
Yeah.
you also need to maintain accuracy and personalization.
Mm.
You don't want the AI to start churning out generic or irrelevant content just because it's dealing with larger volumes of data.
Right. The AI needs to be just as smart and insightful when it's serving 1,000 users as it was when it was serving 10. That must be a tough balancing act.
It is. And that's not all.
Oh.
MPlay also stresses the importance of responsible AI principles
Right.
throughout the scaling process. It's not enough to simply launch the technology.
Mm.
You need to ensure it's being used ethically, responsibly,
Yeah.
and in a way that aligns with your company's values.
That brings us back to those bigger questions we touched on earlier.
Mm.
What are the ethical implications of having AI play such a big role in sales? How do we ensure that it's used to enhance human capabilities, not replace them?
Those are crucial considerations. We'll dive deeper into those questions and explore what the future holds for GenAI in sales in the final part of our deep dive. But first,
Right.
let's take a moment to recap what we've learned in this segment.
We've gone from the theoretical to the practical, exploring how to put those GenAI plans into action. We've seen the importance of POCs and validating your assumptions and testing the waters before making a big splash.
And we've seen the challenges of scaling those solutions for enterprise-level use, handling huge volumes of data, managing concurrent users,
Yeah.
and ensuring the AI remains accurate and personalized even as it grows.
All while keeping responsible AI principles front and center.
Right.
It's a complex landscape,
It is.
but also an incredibly exciting one. I'm eager to hear your insights on what's next. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into GenAI for sales. We've covered a lot of ground, from the potential benefits to the practical challenges of implementation. Now let's shift our focus to the future.
This is where things get really interesting. The field of AI is evolving at an incredible pace, and what we're seeing today is just a glimpse of what's possible. MPlay's 10-step guide provides a solid roadmap, but the landscape is constantly shifting.
Yeah, it feels like every day there's a new breakthrough or announcement that kind of pushes the boundaries of what we thought AI could do. So what are some of the key trends on the horizon that our listeners should be paying attention to?
One of the most significant trends is the increasing sophistication of GenAI models. We're moving beyond simple text generation toward models that can understand and respond to complex queries, analyze images and videos, and even generate creative content like marketing materials and product designs.
So we're not just talking about AI writing emails anymore. We're talking about AI designing entire marketing campaigns, creating personalized videos for each prospect, and generating product prototypes based on customer feedback. That's a whole new level of creative potential.
It is. And as these models become more powerful, they're also becoming more accessible. We're seeing a rise in no-code and low-code AI platforms, which means you don't need a degree in computer science to harness the power of AI.
That's a game changer. It democratizes access to these tools, empowering even small businesses and individuals to leverage AI for sales and marketing. It also makes me wonder about the future of the sales profession itself. If AI can handle so much of the heavy lifting, what does that mean for the role of the human salesperson?
That's a question a lot of people are asking. I think we'll see a shift towards sales roles that require a higher level of emotional intelligence, strategic thinking, and relationship building skills.
So the focus will be on those uniquely human qualities that AI, at least for now, can't replicate. It's about building trust, understanding complex needs, and providing that personalized touch that makes a difference.
Exactly. And as AI takes over more of the routine tasks, salespeople will have more time to focus on those higher value activities. It's not about replacing human salespeople, it's about augmenting their abilities and empowering them to be even more effective.
Now, let's talk about the integration of GenAI with other technologies. It seems like everything is becoming interconnected, and sales is no exception.
Absolutely. We're already seeing GenAI being integrated with CRM systems, marketing automation platforms, and even virtual reality. Imagine a world where your CRM system is constantly analyzing customer data and using AI to suggest the best next steps, or where you can have a virtual meeting with a client in a metaverse environment powered by AI.
It's like science fiction becoming reality. But with all these incredible advancements come some important considerations. One of the things Mplay touches on is the need for responsible AI development. As these models become more powerful, we need to be extra careful about potential biases, ethical implications, and unintended consequences.
Couldn't agree more. It's crucial to have clear guidelines and ethical frameworks in place to ensure that AI is used for good, not for harm. We need to be vigilant about things like data privacy, transparency, and accountability.
It's like giving someone a powerful tool. You want to make sure they know how to use it safely and responsibly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the biggest takeaway is that GenAI has the potential to revolutionize sales, but it's not a magic bullet. Success requires a strategic approach, careful planning, and a willingness to adapt and evolve as the technology advances.
It's about understanding both the opportunities and the challenges and embracing a mindset of continuous learning and improvement. And perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us, the humans, to ensure that we use it wisely and responsibly. Well, thanks for joining us on this exploration. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to explore how GenAI can transform your own sales processes. Until next time.